change my mind on the Navy thing.
Yeah.
It's a funny it's a funny story. So I actually I went to the Navy Academy summer seminar, which is like a week-long version of abbreviated Navy boot camp in between my junior and senior year of high school. And this is like, if you're serious about trying to get into the academy, you go to this the year before you would actually do it, right? But it's before your senior year. And it's like a taste of what it's like. You sleep in the dorms, you eat in the chow hall with like the real Navy cadets, you ride on their like dinghy boats, you do all these Navy boot camp type stuff. They bust into your room at like 5 a.m. with like shower curtain rods, and they just clang them on the floor, and they
Oh,
just make
that's
your
great.
life a living hell. It's to prepare you for what you're about to get yourself into, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's a filter, definitely.
yeah, and it's also to kind of hype you up, because it was a great experience. I'm not gonna lie, it was awesome. But on the last day, there was like a social mixer the day before we all went home. And I knew there was a grand piano kind of in the smoke hall on the Maryland Navy campus, which was like this big hall underneath the chow hall. And I snuck out of the social mixer because like I'm kind of an awkward dude, and I didn't want to hang out with these people. So I snuck out of there, and I went to the smoke hall, and I started playing the piano. And this is a hall that's underground, so there
Yeah.
were no windows, and I couldn't really see how dark it was getting. And I was completely irresponsible about the whole thing. And I was just sitting there playing piano for God, who knows how long, maybe 2 hours. And then I hear like
Right.
these footsteps like pounding down the stairs to the smoke hall. And it's like one of the staff sergeants. And he sees me, and his face just turns bright red, and he just starts unloading on me, like
Oh
completely full
no.
faced screaming at me, like, where have you been? We have like the military police looking for you. Like, you were supposed to be back in your quarters like an hour and a half ago. Like, the entire
Oh
campus, there's a
no.
missing persons report out. Like, we have people and vehicles looking for your ass right now. So he like grabbed me and took me upstairs. And in the Navy, like when you're going through like boot camp or this cadet school, the last thing you do before you go to bed for the night is everyone lines up in the dorm hall, and they sing the Navy theme, which is like, it's called like Blue and Gold or something. I don't really remember. I think all branches of the military do this, but everyone was like in their like dress blues, which is it's like a uniform you wear for this song, this ritualistic thing. And I was in like, they brought me up and they stood me in the middle of the hallway, and I had my casual clothes on, and everyone else was in uniform. Like, we're talking hundreds of people, right? And they had me stand in the middle of the hallway while everyone stared at me and sang Blue and Gold. And by the way, everyone knew that I was missing, and it was just the most embarrassing thing ever, right? I was
Yeah.
just standing there
Yeah.
in my shame. And then they released me, and they let me go back to my room. And so after that incident, I was like, you know what? I don't think I would make it if I came back here next year to go through like the Navy Academy. These guys are going to remember me, right? They're going to be like, "Oh, you're that little shit who snuck up." My life would be a living hell if I had to go to
Yeah,
the
you'd be
Navy
the piano
Academy.
guy.
Yeah, yeah. And back then, my last name was different. It was Judd, and so everyone throughout that seminar called me Cadet Judd. And so they were calling me Elton Judd for the rest of the
Oh.
seminar.
Oh
So
my god.
I knew that would
That's not
stick.
the worst though.
It's not the worst. I didn't get reprimanded. Luckily, it was the last day, so like the next day was just, we just went to the airport and went home. But I knew that I wouldn't survive there if I tried to get into if I tried to get into officer school. They would have made those 4 years of my life a living hell. Who knows? I don't know. But I was scared off from the entire thing after that.
Damn.
Yeah, so you're just vibing down there playing piano. What were you playing?
Yeah, so at the time, I was really into contemporary piano music.
Right.
One of my favorite artists is his name is John Schmidt. He writes some really fantastic contemporary standalone piano stuff, and so I was just down there playing John Schmidt music for hours. I think it was for hours. Like I said, I had no idea how much time had passed. But yeah, I was just down there.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
How old was I? I was a junior, about to be a senior in high school. So I think I was 17. Yeah, I think I was 17.
Oh,
damn. Dude, I can't stop thinking about. I was visualizing that whole thing in my head when you were telling me. And dude, I knew when you said the guy walked down there, I could just feel the stress.
It was yeah. I laugh at it nowadays, obviously, but I was scared shitless when it was happening for sure.